This list of works by American science fiction and fantasy author Lawrence Watt Evans. Works. Fantasy equals The Lords of Dust series equals The Lure of the Basilisk. 1980. The Seven Altars of Dusara. 1981. The Sword of Baloo. 1982. The Book of Silence. 1984. Equals The Worlds of Shadow series equals Out of This World. 1993. In the Empire of Shadow. 1995. The Reign of the Brown Magician. 1996. Equals The Obsidian Chronicles equals Dragon Weather. 1999. The Dragon Society. 2001. Dragon Venom. 2003. The main chat actor of this series is Arlen, on a perilous mission to destroy all dragons. Equals The Legends of Ethsha series equals Ethsha is a constructed world which was first developed by Watt Evans for use in role-playing games, and in which he later set a number of novels and short stories. These usually stand alone and don't need to be read in a particular order, and the scope of the stories tends to be personal rather than cosmic. He loosely modeled the political and economic aspects of the world on the Roman Empire of about the 2nd century AD. Ethsha is the common name of three large cities in the major civilization of this world: Ethsha of the Spices, Ethsha of the Sands, and Ethsha of the Rocks, making up a political entity called the Hegemony of the Three Ethshas. To the southeast of the hegemony is where the original, Old Ethsha, once was. The former Ethsha, which became embroiled in a generations-long war with the Northern Empire, broke up into more than 200 statelets collectively called the Small Kingdoms before the end of the Great War. Quote, "Besides humans, this world has other intelligent races, including dragons. The inhabitants don't have a special name for their world, simply calling it the world, and this world does not seem to be on a planet, but is rather the end cap of a cylinder surrounded by what seems to be a noxious yellow gas. A notable feature of Ethsha, in contrast to some other fantasy worlds, is that there are many distinct different varieties of magic, each with its own laws. Some, like the telekinesis exhibited by Ethsha's warlocks, seem to owe more influence to science fiction than fantasy. Some forms of magic, in particular wizardry, are powerful enough to create other universes. The first 6 Ethsha novels were published by Ballantines Del Rey imprint, all of them being accepted and nominally edited by Lester Del Rey. The 7th and 8th were published by Tor Books, but disappointing sales led Tor to ask Watt Evans to concentrate on his non-Ethsha material, which generated much better sales. After writing several non-Ethsha fantasy novels for Tor, Watt Evans began experimentally serializing the 9th Ethsha novel, The Spriggan Mirror, on his website under a modified form of the Street Performer Protocol. That novel was published in trade paperback, along with the following. The Vondish Ambassador. LWE has moved on to a third Ethsha serial, The Final Calling. The Ethsha short stories were first published in various anthologies. Later 6 of them were included as bonus material in Wildside Press's reprints of the Del Rey Ethsha novels. Ethsha novels. The Misenchanted Sword, 1985. With a Single Spell, 1987. The Unwilling Warlord, 1989. The Blood of a Dragon, 1991. Taking Flight, 1993. The Spell of the Black Dagger, 1993. Night of Madness, 2000. Ithanaelin's Restoration, 2002. The Spriggan Mirror, 2006. The Vondish Ambassador, 2007. The Unwelcome Warlock, 2010. The Sorcerer's Widow. Wildside Press LLC. 2013. ISBN 978-1-4344-41751. Relics of War. A Legend of Ethsha. Wildside Press LLC. 2014. ISBN 9781479404643. Ethsha Short Stories. Portrait of a Hero. The Guards Woman. Sirenita's Dragon. The Bloodstone. Night Flight. Weaving Spells. Ingredients. The God in Red. Chapbook. The Annals of the Chosen Trilogy. The Wizard Lord. 2006. The Ninth Talisman. 2007. The Summer Palace. 2008. The Fall of the Sorcerer series. A Young Man Without Magic. 2009. Above His Proper Station. 2010. In the Wallasian Empire, sorcerers are the aristocracy. They are granted a lot of social power, prestige and wealth, and in return are expected to use their magical abilities for the common good. The system had worked well enough for hundreds of years, and the people in general considered themselves better governed than neighbors with a more conventional aristocracy, but things are starting to change. The economy is in trouble. There is more and more discontent. In the cities, people gather and listen to speeches, some of which might be seditious. This is the world into which the protagonist, a young man Anral Murao, has grown up. His background is a bit unusual. In this society, magical ability is the key to success. While such ability is mostly hereditary, a child of commoners found to have a magical ability is taken into the aristocracy and might attain the highest positions, while a magically deficient child of magical parents, which is unusual but does sometimes happen, is restricted to more humble positions. Anral Murao is an example of the latter kind. His wizard parents were killed when a spell they worked went wrong. Deeply traumatized by being so orphaned, he thoroughly detests magic and is happy to be declared a non-magical person and live out his life as a simple clerk. However, when a powerful sorcerer kills Murao's best friend and engages in black magic and human sacrifice, Murao is drawn into a dangerous confrontation, and discovers himself to be an unmatched master in a new kind of magic, that of the orator, stirring up the masses. Soon he is caught up in a series of escalating revolutionary events, with increasing popular discontent leading to the title's Fall of the Sorcerers, but a revolution can turn out to be very dangerous also to those who stirred it up. From the outset, it is evident that all this is in fact a fantasy analogue of the French Revolution. Other fantasy novels. The Rebirth of Wonder, 1992. Split Airs, in collaboration with Esther Friesner, 1993. Touched by the Gods, 1997. Science fiction. The War Surplus series. The Cyborg and the Sorcerers, 1982. The Wizard and the War Machine, 1987. Star Trek novels. Voyager. Ragnarök, as Nathan Archer, 1995. Deep Space Nine. Valhalla, as Nathan Archer, 1995. Carlyle Shing. The Carlyle Shing books are hard-boiled detective mysteries set in a future interstellar civilization dominated by immensely powerful corporations, with the elites being of clearly East Asian, and specifically Japanese, origin. Nightside City, hometown of the tough female private detective protagonist, is a city devoted to casinos and gambling, which had been shrouded in perpetual night to the inhabitants' content, but is now doomed as the slow rotation of the planet would within a few decades bring it into the dayside, into the devastating glare and deadly radiation of the nearby sun, making human life there impossible. For inhabitants of Nightside City, sunrise means an impending apocalypse which they must try to escape. But while the city still lives, Carlyle Shing must earn an uncertain living in a constant fight with crooks, con men, corrupt business executives and computer programs whose cunning is equal, sometimes superior, to that of humans. Nightside City, 1989. Realms of Light, 2010. Other science fiction novels. The Chromosomal Code, 1984. Shining Steel, 1986. Denner's Wreck, 1988. The Spartacus File, in collaboration with Carl Palagreco, 2005. Spider-Man, Goblin Moon, as Nathan Archer, with Kurt Busiek, 1999. Mars Attacks, Martian Death Trap, as Nathan Archer, 1996. Predator, Cold War, as Nathan Archer, 1997. Concrete Jungle, as Nathan Archer, 1995. Horror, The Nightmare People, 1990. Short stories. He has written more than 100 short stories, including Why I Left Harry's All-Night Hamburgers, which won the Hugo Award for Best Short Story in 1988. Collections. Cross Time Traffic, Short Story Collection, 1992. Celestial Debris, 2002. Anthologies edited. New York, 1991. Literary Criticism, The Turtle Moves, Discworld Story Unauthorized, 2008. Review of the comic fantasy series by Terry Pratchett. Lawrence Watt Evans at the Internet Speculative Fiction Database.